Hello. Hi. Hi to everyone. Hello to all. This is Sevilay. I'm from Istanbul. Hello. Hi. Yes, this is the surprise live chat with Simay. And we are going to discuss about the next eclipse and also the moon phases. And maybe if it's not too late, I might have another live chat in my own language. This is the surprise. My surprises. My surprises never ends. Okay, Simay has just arrived.
Hi,
Hello, Simay. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. This is another surprise live chat with you.
Yes.
What did you do from our last conversation?
What did I do? I was thinking and searching for our foreign friends what they are mostly interested and wondering about astrology, what astrologers do, how we tell things by looking at what aspects of from the birth charts and things like this. So I took some notes to start from somewhere because we will be having these live chats. It seems that people liked about it.
I hope so.
Yes, so I got good effects. I mean, good comments about this. It was like we weren't expecting about this. We are so glad to hear in English about your knowledge or something. We were always wondering about your chats, what you are telling on your live chats. So they are so happy as far as I noticed.
Okay, great.
Oh.
Somebody has to stop me, so I may speak until new day.
Oh.
Well, okay. What is it they would like to know, especially about astrology in Simay, and also what is going to speak on tonight?
I planned this, if it's okay with you too. We will be talking about moon phases.
Moon phases, okay. I already mentioned about this, but I also want to mention with a few words about eclipse, which is on next week. This is the most important sky phenomenon during these days, and many of lives will affect very much about this eclipse. So before the moon phases, just enter the moon phases. Maybe it would be better if we say about one or two words about the eclipse. Well, actually, I was thinking making an information over the charts, over the recording in my astrology software program to make a video of it. But since we are here, then we may also all speak about it. The eclipse is this eclipse is very much important eclipse and will affect most lives in their lives. Most of them is their career issues, family issues, relationship issues, as well as children issues, and some of them is about health issues. So during this period, this eclipse effect might have 1 year or 2 years from now on. So if the eclipse degree is a fact in your charts, in your birth charts, that means that eclipse is coming to your life to change it. So be aware of that. And from this period, from now on until 2 years from now on, so most of lives will change. Many of people will have different lives, different life stories, different paths in their life. So this is what I would like to say before we start in moon phases.
Can I ask something?
Yeah.
Since the beginning of the year, people are talking about this July eclipse, sun eclipse. It's mostly talking about something to scare about. People are so worried and scared about this. What's going to happen? They are warning us about July eclipse So is anything to fear about or how to manage it? People
Fear.
are so tensed about it.
Fear is not the thing that we must think about it. Fear is an illusion, and we might think that life needs to improve, life needs to be changed, and so we do. So changing is not the fearful thing. It's some kind of new opportunities, new beginnings, new relationships, anything new in life that we never ever experienced before. So new is not a scary thing. Of course, because it's something different that we used to live until now. But difference means that not always exactly the same as scary thing. Yes, my lives, many lives will affect from this eclipse in July, but in positive way, not in negative way. Especially for the cardinal signs, I mean Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, and Aries will affect very positive way. Their lives will change.
Okay, so as always, people should trust divine powers that change will work for their good, even if it feels like so
What can we
sudden.
do more? What can we do
Yeah,
more?
no
We
need
don't
to
have, we
fear.
don't, yeah, we don't control our lives. We don't know how long we are going to live. So everything is beyond of us. So no need to scare.
Okay,
Life is not a thing to living in security. That's the
yeah,
best.
okay, yeah. Change will come to improve, you say. Okay, so.
Surely, of course, it must have changed. Life is changing.
Mhm. So about the moon phases, like what does moon represents, what does moon phase means on birth charts, and what this indicates on birth charts generally.
Well, let me tell you about sun at first. This is important more than moon because the life starts with sun. So sun is a birth chart means that aliveness of human being. I mean, it shows our aliveness. Most of the signs of our sun sign will show us how alive we are, depending on the signs we have. And if we don't have a sun, then we don't have a all solar with planets. That means that sun is the beginning of our lives. And then moon comes second. And the moon is representing our soul, our emotions. Sun is representing our ego, our individual existence of human being. And moon is our soul and our emotions, controlling our emotions. When they combine together, they have called as lights. They are lights in our life because sun gives light in day, and moon gives light in night. So day and night we have all full of under the lights as on the earth. And so these two different lights are very much affecting in our individual ego and our spiritual side of us, and which means our emotions, our soul and spirit. And they are together actually creating ourselves as a human being. Sun and moon must work together in one person. So these two lights are established together a human being personality and emotional spirituality.
Okay.
And in the birth charts, they also represent our inner drive. I mean, how can we follow our life path? In which way we follow our life path? Do we have very alive, or do we have some? Do we give up everything and very pessimist, or are we very optimistic or else? So because of all of these emotional conclusion are creates a human being life path. So
Okay.
that's why moon phases are affecting our inner drives in astrologically.
It is the motive how we live our life. It's the indicator.
Yeah, motive, yes, but not only the
Feeling.
motives. It's a drive. It's an emotional drive.
Right.
How can we live our lives? In which way? In which emotion? In which spiritual level?
Okay. So about this, maybe people will be thinking like right now, if they don't know about their birth chart at their birth charts, what is their moon phase? Maybe they don't know about it. So they may like to, with the information we give about the phases, they may guess which phase, moon phase they have on their birth chart. Or if they don't know, they may get your astrological analysis, right? If they wonder
Yeah,
about it.
I always say that anyone should know about their birth chart because it is like your blood pressure or something like that. Because if you know about your birth chart, then you may aware many of your unknown area in your personality. So also it may gives you to help to understand your behaviors, your emotions, anything like that.
Okay, so let's start, if it's okay with you too, let's start with the first phase, new moon phase. Like
New,
the informations, like it's starting with the 0 degrees, I can say. New beginnings, rebirth and instinctive. Seed germinates underground at this phase. And we are at you about two personality specialties.
yeah, new moon phases are means that it's like an Aries sign to have an Aries sign, which means that very courage, very uh, emotionally driven, very uh, unthinking, doing something like that, and sometimes if you start a new beginning just before doing something, just considering what the result is. So new moon phases are always gives new opportunities, new something new decisions, something new ideas came up to our minds. But most of them are not has to do end with the result or with the conclusion. I mean, many of new moon phases in the lives just start something, just to starting it, not only to complete it. To starting is something inside driven in person, but sometimes it's good to have a new starting, but also it's not good to make them completed. So new moon phases are always starts new things, new ideas, new possibilities, and etc. But they are also very count on of their lucky. But the luck is not always on their side, so they should consider twice before to start something, and then they might have regrets of their behaviors. So new moon phases is a positive phases, but also very hard to control over it.
They are like so sensitive and emotional, I guess, right?
No, they are not sensitive, not
They're
emotional. They
not.
are very much selfish and
I
very
see.
much thinking themselves at first, not even think for the second time, not thinking for no one else,
Okay,
just only
so
thinking for their purpose. What do they want?
so make this a little colorful. I would like to have a card message for the new moon phase people with the
Okay,
recent energies, and I would like you to support this message with which cards you have right now.
I have the divine cards.
Oh,
I
that's
have the
great for
divine
now.
cards. Yes, signs from spirits. I
Okay,
have the divine cards.
okay, so let's give recent with the recent energies, new people who has new moon, with their sun and moon. Let's say right now what the thing is. It came like this, and it.
uh,
Okay, you
rolling
first.
and
Please, you do it. Please, you first.
no,
You
no,
do it.
no, no. It says that just think before starting. It says something like that. Make a planning before starting. It says something like that. And it's an also King of Wands means the fire king. So it represents again Aries and Sagittarius and Leo signs, which is very much close to the new moon effect. But my cards as divine says that think before acting because time passes by.
Yeah,
Interesting message from divine, right? Interesting message.
With the recent energies, it's like, and I can add this to this, and it's like at work, at job, like at the things you start, things you do right now with the recent energies, be someone trustworthy and be active, like just like their spirit. Isn't it interesting that it just came like according to their personality starter with the fire
Yes,
sign?
yes. Yes, it's very much interesting. I like it a lot. It's surprise to me.
Yeah, I'm surprised. It's the first time I'm doing. I'm relating cards with the thing like this, so it's.
Yeah, me too. This is the very first time I'm doing this. That's interesting result, but.
Yeah. So let's pass to second phase, moon phase. It's the crescent moon phase that between the moon and sun having 45 degrees. A person who has it and challenge. It means challenge the new and struggle with the old.
Well, I don't say that because the waxing crescent is one of my favorite moon phases, and I always jealous the people who has waxing crescent moon phases. That's the reason why that's the reason why the waxing crescent means the luckiest one in all moon phases because they are trustable person and they are making a very good feasibility and investigation before they act. And just one point that they might have been too await. Maybe they might lose some opportunities. Just keep waiting for them, and this is what they might be arranged before to acting. But the waxing crescent is never being too late. Always move in the right time and doing the things in the right place, being in the right time and right places, and luck is from the divine. This is what I might say.
So they trust their luck.
The divine.
And
yes, they should. Yeah, they should have trust their luck because it comes from divine.
Okay.
And they also give the results of their actions in good way.
Okay, so let's have cards. Let's see what cards say with the recent.
Okay, I just wondering what my card says about it. I might do the same thing in my language. It's been very interesting though.
If you like to do, why not? Why not? So, with the crescent, for the crescent moon phase people, with the recent energies.
Wow, I don't believe that because the Hierophant means also the Taurus, you know.
Yeah, and it's the Taurus and Gemini effect at this crescent moon phase, so it's unbelievable right now.
Yes, it also shows the month of May, and it represents by Hierophant and what might say energy alignment, and this is what divine says. And M3 means that when they make the first move, and divine will 3 times back.
3 times back. Okay, so, and I would like to say that about the formal things that they would do, maybe trips over the countries and formal things, and about their praise, they're gonna experience it recently. They're gonna experience a quick improvement, right? With the good energies, it tells that to those people, they will have an fast improvement.
Yes, and as I said already, when do they the first move, and the others will come through easily and quickly. Easily and quickly. That's why I'm jealous of it.
I don't think that you have anything jealous about because of your being you. So don't tell me that you don't keep telling that you're jealous about something. We are jealous about you.
Why not? I'm just a human being. I might make some mistakes in my life. Why not? I do like to, you know what? I always like to lost my way when I drive. This is my one of the favorite thing. I always keep saying that leave me alone. I just want to be lost in my path, and then I want to find it again, my own abilities. And this is also what I would like to experience in my life with all kind of moon phases, which I did already.
Yeah, yeah. You're great. You're just great. Okay, let's pass to the first. Let's pass to the third moon phase. It's first quarter, which means persons between sun and moon. It has 90 degrees, and it gives person crisis of action. It says in general, break bindings in order to change. And how would you like to tell?
I would say that it's effects of Cancer, sign Cancer. I mean, it really makes you Cancer. This first quarter makes you Cancer. This is the reason is that why? Because sun is always represents the male and the moon is always represents the female energy, as you know. So when the moon phases are in the first quarter, I mean all kind of relationships, then sun always wants to destroy of it and moon always wants to construct of it. So this is very hard combination of moon phases. But inner drive will never ever give up. This is what the beautiful side of the first quarter moon phases. I also support that. Don't give up if you have a first quarter moon phases. You will everlastingly win at the end, but it will take time and take care to not to be a Cancer during this period. It makes you sick. It might make you sick because it's really hard to struggle with the person in your life, and especially for relationships, even if it's father issue or male issue in your life. And it's the same for the male energy. Again, they might have problem with their families, especially their fathers. Also, they might have problems with their relationships. In first quarter energy is always trying to improve their selves. Now, I don't say the survivors. So survivors are something different, but I might say the Cancers are something like Christopher Columbus, who discovered the America. You know, it's the new beginnings with the very different part of the life, unknown area of the life,
Never giving
and
up.
never giving up. No way to return back. The something you are inside it. So it's hard to struggle with it, but at the end you will win. That's
It's
all.
like what makes you Cancer, what can make you Cancer, because it's like a never-ending story, as I feel about it, right?
Yes, never-ending story. At the end, you will win, but you must struggle and fight.
New things will come up to struggle with when good things happen. So it's again like always struggling.
Yes.
That's why it feels like that. Okay, so let's see what card is giving the message
Okay.
for first quarter, people. Oh.
Oh.
And it's again the feelings and the Cancer effect, and it's the feelings with the cups.
Yes, yes, because of the water elements. And the second one is, what is the second one?
A review. I mean,
A
I can say
review,
this
yes.
about
Yes.
their love relationships or relationships, emotional relationships. They need to reconsider it, look from another window.
And not only emotional way also, because the Cancer is also water-based sign and it's very affected by the moon and the emotions. And also divine says that there's a rainbow for the first quarter moon and also renewal, which means that always bring shine and happiness.
So something new and better is coming for them.
Not something new. What is that they are already dealing with? What they dealing with already. They will shine.
They will shine. Okay. Wow.
And win.
Wow, wow, wow. I'm like speechless, almost surprised and speechless to this. Okay, so are we passing to the fourth moon phase?
Okay.
It's the gibbous. Let's say it's the gibbous moon phase, and it means having 135 degrees between the sun and the moon, and in general, it's like it's like May Day or flower buds form. It says. And what does it mean?
It means that in gibbous moon phases, someone is acting like a Leo or Virgo energies. But Leo and Virgo energies are very much different from each other. If you are a Leo and you are always needs to audience to have applauses. But if you are a Virgo and then you always want to behind the scene, behind the audience. So that means that two different kind of energy is fighting against each other. In some part of Leo sides wants to show themselves and wants to applause and wants to get approval and confirmation from others. And the Virgo side is always very emotional and take it back from the front area and then try to control everything with the minimum details. Actually, gibbous moon phases is very hard moon phases, but is also creates the perfect with this way. I mean, this moon phases is some kind of creator and they need to create perfect in their life. But sometimes details might affect their perfection. So with this case, they might choose one of them. Should they be a Leo or should they be a Virgo? I suggest to be a Leo.
Be a Leo.
Yes. I suggest
that
to be. Yes. Okay. Usually Leo's behavior, because if you stuck with Virgo's perfection, you will never ever show yourself.
Okay. Okay. So let's see what cards say. Recent energies.
Okay.
Wait, for the gibbous.
Yes, exactly the right cards, because waiting too much, the very first card, waiting too much to have the perfection and give it time, the second card, right? And sometimes to give time is losing the opportunities. So
yeah,
you need Leo.
Yeah, right now it needs Leo energy for sure, and it's like struggling. I mean, can't decide between the options which you already have think, but still looking for other options, and you are passing time with this like too many time, like months and years in this situation too much, and this new situation needs to end with the Leo energy, I guess, right?
Yes, you know what? Sunflowers, which also means August, also means Leo again.
Oh my
and
God.
It says that confidence, success, happiness, and optimism. This is what divine says. Sunflowers. It's interesting, right?
Yeah, I'm surprised. All the time I may be saying the same thing, but every time it's about the same.
I always amazing the way of divine speech. You know, it's always amazing to me.
Yeah, it's like, and I'm so surprised always about how astrology and the cards energies going at the same level together, working together, and always supporting each other. I bet you noticed it a while ago, right? How they support each other.
Yes. I always combine both energy together.
Okay. So the fifth moon phase, oh my God, that's the full moon. It means having 180 degrees between sun and moon of the person, fulfillment, consummation, and illumination, and which means
with full moon energy means that me against you. So my words against your words, my existence against your existence. So I must leave, but you cannot leave. So, I mean, it's against fighting between moon and sun, which means that my ego and my soul is fighting with each other. So my mind and my ego wanting something different, and my soul and spirit something very different things. And I am conflicted with these two different energy. And any full moon persons are always having problem with the relationships, especially in their families. Most of them have divorced families, and it also affects their personal relationship. They might have break easily from their relationship, even if they have a needy relation, but at the same time they might need to be alone themselves in their energy. So it's very hard to combine two different energy into one human being. And full moon energy is the difficultest energy in moon phases. And I suggest the full moon persons not to conflict each other. Sometimes we must follow our ego paths. Sometimes we must follow our soul and spirit path. The logical way is to choose which one is better for the current situation. Sometimes we must follow our ego. Sometimes we must follow our emotions. Just choose which one is the better for the current situations you are inside.
It's like even moon getting its light from the sun, but still trying to improve, show itself. Like if there's you and there's me too. It's me, it's you. But
yeah, it is actually right.
You.
Yes, it is actually, because we have an ego. I mean, we are speaking with each other with our ego, but I mean, we do have a soul and spirit in our sides, and they are also very affecting our behaviors. So if we never show our emotions and only show our ego in front, so this is not the correct of us. I mean, this is not the right thing. That that means that I am not honest to myself. So how can I be honest to you if I'm not honest to myself?
Mm-hmm. And can we say this too? Like when we have relationships, or we decide, or we feel, or we wish for relationships, any kind of relationships, normally people look for having the same or common things, thoughts and feelings and things. But with about the people who has full moon energy, can we say that they are drawn to, because of their opposition angle with each other, sun and moon, people drawn to people who are not like them, different, that are people drawn to different people, right?
Absolutely. We always likes and someone very much different from us, and it means it's a good thing from the beginning, but the end it's always shows the differences.
Conflict.
Yes, it shows
okay.
Conflict.
Let's see what cards gives message right now to them. Full moon people.
Full moon. What do I thought when I see the cards? Shall I go or shall I stay? Which one is the hardest? Should I go or should I stay? I mean, this card is representing exactly this thing, right? What is the second one? What is the second one?
Lady Winter.
Lady Winter, yes. That means that think about emotions in very cold, I mean, very logical way. Emotions should have controlled, and also give permission to their existence.
Can we say this too to this? I mean, like how I felt. It's like even if for the things that you are called about, that you are against, like the full moon energy, I'm relating with the full moon energy. Even if you're called to something, to do something, it seems you're destined to do it. I mean, God is supporting you with it. So you have no choice. Like, if it's doesn't suit you, you can't choose. God is putting you to this mission. It's like, even if you're called, you gotta do this, right?
I mean, you are saying that divine is giving roles to our life, and we always think too much.
Think too much.
Don't think too much. We are doing our roles in our life
Just go for it.
scene. Yes, go for it.
Go for it. Okay.
It's really interesting, though. But I think that I might pick one more card for full moon energy. It comes from my heart because
Sure.
it's not okay for me, and it says, oh. I mean, it's. I mean, it says thorns means that very destructive energy is also existing.
It felt like you like to have a rose, even if it has thorns, even if it
Yes,
bleeds, you still keep it. So this
yes.
full moon opposition energies worked with this card, I
It
believe.
Yeah, because I think that divine wants me to say that each person is mirroring to others. So we have to be exactly we are how it's like to be.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, so interesting. So the sixth moon phase, let's pass it.
Okay.
Disseminating.
Disseminating. Yeah. Disseminating moon phases.
Having 225 degrees between your sun and moon, it says. Plant bears fruit. So getting something as a result, huh? Finally. Wrong?
I mean, disseminating moon phases is affecting by Scorpio and Sagittarius. And you know, the Scorpio is the very deepest kind of sign. I mean, disseminating people wants to control the others. And also in Sagittarius, people wants to declare the rights, what's right or what's wrong. I mean, these are all very phenomenal or also very judgmental thoughts. So if you have a disseminating full moon, you must stop controlling others in both in their lives, in their relationships, or in their money succeed, or in their career, and also. But it's very hard to do for them. It's giving control means that losing their selves for disseminating people. But it's a very clever side of disseminating, because very earthly part of the human being is disseminating moon phases are very get along with the world. Very get along well.
They're not doing this on purpose. They are doing this as nature to try to control people. So if people would know them well, they would understand this, that this is not something they are doing on purpose. But
I mean, they know how to control the world. They know the rules of the world, and they play their roles, what the world's expecting from them. But I mean that it's not the honest way to themselves at first, because to controlling all people with the same energy, it's very hard. It's very hard for them. Actually, it's very tiresome.
Tiring for themselves.
Yes, of course.
But they can stop it. So it's
they cannot.
They cannot.
It comes from naturally.
Yeah.
You might understand easily as a Scorpio. Scorpio it comes from naturally. It controls others one, and this card is slow up means that wasp and jealous. Look, jealous.
Jealous. Oh
jealous.
My god. Oh my god.
Yeah, they want to control the world, and they know the world's rules.
Yeah, the relationships. They want to rule the relationship like they are the world, or they have power to get well with every kind of elements of the zodiac. So they're at the center of the world. They act like they're at the center of the world. They know everything. They're complete. They feel complete in the relationships. And it always gives kind of jealous, like, is there someone else? Is there someone else kind of thing? So with the recent energies, I can give the message that they're suspicious about if there's someone else, or in their relationship, they feel complete. And they're interested about themselves lately, it seems.
You know what? The disseminating moon phases are very much aware of their sensuality or their sexuality. So to having someone is not the earthly or worldly thing, but they make the life as if that we might have someone and control their both mind, body, money issues.
Okay, I got it. So, seventh moon phase, last
Okay.
quarter, which means person has between their sun and moon has 270 degrees, and it says like crisis of consciousness, reorientation, and I don't know if it's true. I mean, if I got it, I noted right. It says Uranus and Aquarius effect. Is it right?
No, not actually. It's Capricorn side or Saturnian side of the third quarter, and I mean it is control and rule the world, but in dictator ways, you know, in dictatorial ways, and with this way, Moon wants to control the Sun. Means that female energy wants to control male energy, but not in the constructive way, but also it's very destructive way. I mean, moon, female energy wants to use the male energy as a slave.
And I
like
think
a
there is
like a
few
slave.
men who would let this happen. So, like a dream.
And male energy is always running away from this kind of energy, and female energy always wants to control to over him. So that makes again fighting with each other. And also, if anyone who has the third quarter of moon phases, it's very hard for them to open up. They are not open to the life. They are not open to emotions. They are not open to lose. They are not open anything. They might have most proper. They might have reached. They might have a very high level of career. They might have, I mean, good situation in their social area. Anything, something like that. But third quarter moon phases are always giving the person a very strong personality which destroy others. I mean, it's very hard to live with them.
It's like they don't care about the community rules, I guess, and they are okay to be alone or for their aims and life purpose. They don't care what people think, I guess,
Yeah,
right?
they make their own rules into
Rules.
the world. They
They,
make their own rules.
to be
They
free,
never not to control.
to go. If my way or
No,
no
not
way kind of
narrow-minded.
people. So, my way or no way.
My way or no way. Yes, that's the correct sentence. My way is the best way, and your way is the good way. My way is the right way, so you must follow my way.
Okay, so the message to the last quarter people. Um, Oh my god. So if you go like this,
Yeah, exactly.
you're gonna downfall. It's a warning. Don't wear masks. Don't be so rush, hard, or dictator. If you go like this lately, these days, you may have a downfall. Am I right?
Well, yes, exactly, because King of Swords are very much cold personality and very
Not
much
forgiving.
yes, not forgiving, not emotional, not have a not have any kind of tolerance or something like that. And this is what divine says. They came to the world to gain time and money, and the coins. They are happy with coins.
Material, huh?
Yes,
Material. They
yes.
wish
They
things
are they are ruling the material world. That's why they have born with the third quarter moon phase. They
not living with
uh,
the emotions, but material world.
the lesson they must learn in their lives to rule the world and get the material things in life.
It felt, I mean, for me, like they should try to be more respectful about other people's wishes or opinions, maybe, right?
If
They
I
can't
have the
be.
material world, why should I do this?
Oh my God. I run the world if I have enough, huh?
Yeah, I mean, everything must be to me, so comes to me. So why should I think to other person?
I don't need person. I don't need the human. I need materiality, huh? Material
Yes,
world. Okay,
wealth.
so
I need wealth.
the another thing, interesting move is, as I believe, where maybe as I know I am this one. So it's the balsamic phase. Means
Balsamic phase.
having 315 degrees between sun and moon, and that release and seeds of rebirth. What do you say?
I might don't say rebirth. I might say philosophy of the life and the life's discover. And also, balsamic phases are always review the lives from the beginning to the end, and always think to different side of the lives, not only to human side but also the divine side. So balsamic moon phases lives are very much hard compared with others, but it's very inner kind of emotional way. Balsamic moon phases are very close to other emotions, very close to their others' ego. So they might have empathy and easily make sympathy to the others. So sometimes it is hard to understand. Their emotions are always on top, and their ego is always on bottom. So sometimes they are easy to break their hearts, but it's also they are very much forgivable and very much um, emotional experience in their life. So if you have a balsamic moon phases, just be happy with your moon phases because this is very special. I mean, this is really special because no one can be like you. So no one can emotional like you. No one can understand anyone like you. That means you are unique. I mean, I like the balsamic moon faces person, which I am balsamic moon face. I like myself.
Me too.
Balsamic moon faces is means that you have an old soul and live too many things in one life.
Right. Yes, and I would like to say some good things. I mean, about this because people are so dark about this. They shouldn't be
No, no.
sad about. And I can say it gives a person to be wiser because of being an
Yes.
old soul. It means experiencing things before other people. That's why you're knowing things before. I mean, like situations people can't survive. You're able to survive because of your
Yeah, yeah. We
experiences
are
and
the
being wise.
survivors. Yes, we
Yes,
are
the
the survivors.
survivors right now.
Real survivors are in balsamic moon faces. Real
And it's
survivors in life.
maybe as a spiritual or emotional, it feels you are older than your age, but it's always nice to be, I mean, good to be survival, and maybe with these experiences you can help people around you, but it feels maybe alone or lonely between the crowds, but it doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, I like it. That's why I like it. It's hard, but feels like it's one of the best or something,
Yes.
right? Okay, so
Let's
the
pick up the
message for
card.
the balsamic for people. Oh my god, I'm gonna comment to myself right now. It's okay. Maybe you. Beautiful.
Oh, let me show you, Lady Luck.
Lady luck.
Yes,
Oh,
Lady Luck, one of my signs. I mean, I always follow the Lady Luck in my area. I like it too much.
yeah, I like it too. Moving on my hand, I always take it to my hand. Come
It's
here,
Sun and the other. What
Lady
is the other one?
Autumn. Lady Autumn and
Oh,
the
Lady
sun.
Autumn.
Um,
That's great. I
Lady
mean,
Autumn is
divine is protecting the balsamic moon faces, right?
yeah.
With
It's like you are
with
lucky to
luck.
be like you lucky to born like this, right? With your card devices, you don't cry about it. You're lucky to be like this, born like this.
Yes,
And maybe lately, what can we say? And this being late autumn, you know, the autumn month, flower leaves are falling off, and at the balsamic, it's closing. You know, it's catched it again. But it's like I felt like sunny days. Recently, sunny days are coming. Maybe till your birthday or something. Maybe, I don't know. If you feel about things which is going like the spring. Was it spring? No, not the spring. Autumn. If you feel like autumn days about issues in your life, sunny days coming. It felt like this to me. Or maybe because of the sun, August. It gave August message. But
well,
take your ego out of as a boundary. Take your ego down, so you will have the sunny days.
yeah, that's a good comment, but I also want to add something different. That as we said already, balsamic moon phases are old souls, you know, old souls, but they should their lives as child soul.
They should what? They live their lives as child soul.
Yes, during the lifetime period.
We may be also, but I feel like we are innocent. We have an innocent soul like a child, right? Innocent soul.
Yes.
No
so that's why we should live our lives like a child soul, because we have old souls. That sounds gives this idea to me.
Okay, so it's like 8 phases of moon. As the card message and the information, we finished it. I don't know if we still have time. And what would you like to do? Like, would you continue with the card messages? It felt good and it catch maybe for the feminine energy and the male energy in general. Would you like to have?
No. You know what I would like to do is doing the same thing with my other account. I would like to pick some cards for the eclipse for each sign. So you might join me in that account, and we can pick some cards in.
Right now, would you like to pass the Turkish account?
Yes, why not? Because I've never passed my people.
Of course.
Even they think so like that, because they are jealousing.
Yeah, but these people are jealousing them. They are jealousing this.
Everyone jealousing everybody.
No need to jealous. We are for everyone all the time. We are trying to work for them all the time. We are working behind the scenes for them all the time to do the best for them. So, as a human beings, we're trying to do our best.
Let's get jump to do another one, okay?
Okay, I'm coming. Everybody, see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.